Peace and welcome. Thank you so much for joining another Friday session with us here. I hope that, as always, today's session finds you well and in good spirits. So, my dear friends, welcome. If it's your first time, welcome back if you are returning. Last week I had a wonderful opportunity to get outside pretty much right after our last meeting, and 5 miles later I was just rejuvenated. So I hope you had the opportunity to get out. Warmer days ahead. We've crossed over our daylight savings marker, so now we have a little bit more, everybody's on board for a little bit more sun, not just Arizona. They don't actually change time, at least they don't where my mom and sister are, and so I think we're either 2 or 3 hours apart, depending on what time of year it is. It's absolutely wild to consider that about time. There's a deep conversation here about time being a construct, but I don't know if that's my ministry today. But let's see what the cards have to say. A gentle reminder here. I fill my empty spaces with love. I feel like we pulled that card before. And as always, a timely message. Right on schedule. I recently had the opportunity to start therapy again, and I will always be an advocate for asking for support, for seeking out resources, and it really was a wonderful session. The social worker was quite kind, very receptive, and very intuitive, which I really appreciated. So I look forward to working with her a little bit more in the future. But one of the homework assignments that I was given was to really sit down and identify what I do when I feel lonely or when I feel alone. And it's been interesting. So far, my appointment was just yesterday, so there's still lots of time to discover, but this card reminds me when I have that sensation of emptiness, of something missing, of yearning, longing, for whatever it is. This card reminds me to fill that space with love, whether it is self-love, maybe whatever that practice looks like for you. Maybe it's a time you need to parent yourself. There can be that paternal love that you it's almost like stepping outside of yourself for a moment and asking yourself, what would my mom do? What would my dad do? What would my, parental figure, whoever it was that cared for you. And if that is something that brings you comfort, brings you ease, do that. So there are all kinds of ways that we can like love on ourselves. Sometimes you need sisterly advice. Sometimes you need to look at yourself from different perspectives and give yourself what you need in that moment. You know, and if you don't know what you need in that moment, sometimes stillness is the answer. Just for a moment, sitting in stillness and opening yourself up, connecting with that breath. Connect the breath with the parts of the body, the parts of the mind that might need a little extra attention. Sometimes that's just what you need to tune in and figure out what kind of love you need in that moment. But it's just a wonderful reminder. I fill my empty spaces with love. Ashe, I appreciate that. So just taking a moment to receive that message. Maybe you bring the palms up. Maybe you bring the right palm to the heart. Allow yourself some time here to maybe scan the body and see if there are any spaces that need some love. Nice, easy breaths. Noticing how it moves through the body. Releasing the palm. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath here. Open up the arms, palms up, fingertips come up to the ceiling. Ribs knit down here, belly button pulls up and in. Feel that length and alignment through the fingertips. Bring the palms together and exhale, bringing them down to the heart, sealing in your intention for today's practice. release the palms. Getting some motion here. Take the shoulders on a roll. You can go at any speed you would like. Make sure you go in both directions. Feeling those shoulder blades rolling along the spine here, along the ribs rather. And take some circles here of the hips. Gently stirring the pot. You can take small circles. You can take large circles. Moving with intuition here, going where you need to go, maybe slowing down where you need to slow down. And once again, make sure you go in both directions. Breathing along the way. Beautiful. Completing this last circle wherever you are, and then coming up to the top. Nice. Inhale with the palms on the knees. We're going to roll the shoulders down and back. Lift the heart so there's a gentle arch in the mid and upper back. Maybe gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round the spine. Tilting the pelvis here as well. Chin to chest. Inhale, looking up, seated cat-cow here. Exhale and round. Nice. Inhale, come to a nice flat back here. We're going to take a tabletop position and finish our warm up. Take a few moments here. Circle the hips around. Taking some time, noticing what happens here as we move left to right, front to back. Going in both directions, of course. Yes. Take one more full circle wherever you are. And come on up to the top. Settling shoulders, settling hips over knees. And here we're going to reach the arms out towards the top of the mat and release the chin to the chest. Here we come into puppy pose, opening up the spine, the space underneath the armpits, ears in between the biceps here. Feel those shoulders rotating here, bringing the open side of the elbows towards each other and up. Breathe here. Fantastic. From here, drop the elbows down, squeezing the belly here as we shift the hips forward. Release the hips to the mat. The belly, the low ribs. Pressing into the elbows, forearms and palms, pull the chin and the shoulders back. For Sphinx pose, tops of the feet rest onto the mat. Shoulder stacks over elbow. Nice. From here, tuck the tailbone underneath. Feel the belly engage here, lifting the hips back up, reversing our motion here. We're going to lift the elbows coming back to puppy pose. And lifting up the forehead if we've dropped it down. Walk the palms back just a little bit, hips to heels for child's pose. Inhale here, lifting the forehead slightly. We're going to walk the arms over to the left. Staying nice and low here. Drop that right shoulder down to keep it square and level with the left. Feel the right side of the body opening up here from the fingertips, under the armpit, along the ribs, and down to the hip. Inhale, half lift. And we're going to walk the arms over to the right. Same thing. Left arm comes over as much as you can. Drop that left shoulder down. Breathe into the left side of the body. Nice. Inhale, half lift. And walk the arms back to center. Taking our tabletop position. Beautiful. Coming to the center of the mat. Taking just a couple of bird dogs, making sure those abdominals are engaged and awake. Take a nice deep breath here. Pull that low belly up and in, flattening the low back. Press the palms deep into the mat underneath the shoulders. And here, we're going to reach the right arm out, left leg extends. If this is a bit much, you can keep the right palm down and just use the left leg. Try to keep the hips nice and square here. Beautiful. On your next exhale, bring the knee to the nose. If you're using the arms, knee to elbow. And stretch it out. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach. Lengthen through the fingertips, through the toes, pointing the toes away from the body. Squeeze. Stretch. Squeeze. Stretch. Last one, squeeze. Stretch. Hold here. 3, 2, 1. Right palm down. Drop the left foot down. Stay in frame here. We're going to drop the left foot down and spin that foot all the way down. So the toes are to the left, heel to the right. Press down into the right foot and lift up the left arm. Modifying our side lunge. Breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Left palm comes down. Turn the left toes, the left heel up, and release that knee. Switching sides here. Pressing down into the right palm, left knee. Lift up the left palm. Sending those right toes behind. On your next exhale, squeeze. Reach. Nice long energy here. Squeeze. Reach. Squeeze. Reach. Squeeze. Reach. Last one. Press it out. Hold here, 3. Hips level, 2. 1. Left palm down. Right toes down. Spin the right heel down. Press into the top of the left foot, opening up that hip. Reach the right arm to the ceiling. Pressing into the pinky toe side of the right foot. Breathe here. 3, 2, 1. And release. Right palm down. Right heel up. And release that knee to the mat. Tuck the toes underneath the feet. Lift the hips up and back. Downward dog. Pedal out the heels of the feet. Feel that tailbone reaching towards the ceiling here. And the heels press towards the mat, but they don't have to touch. This is still downward facing dog. Belly towards the thighs, lifting the tailbone up, and the heels reach towards the mat. If we need to, you can place a blanket underneath the heels to help support as you lift the tailbone to the ceiling. Take a breath. Exhale, hover your tabletop. Bringing the knees just a little bit above the mat. Send the shoulders over the wrists. Pressing into the palms, lift up the hips once more for downward dog. This time, reach the right foot up, extending through the right heel. Keep the hips square here, toes down towards the mat. Point the right toes, lift up a little higher, open up the hip, and bend the right knee. Bring that heel towards the sit bones. Maybe circle around the ankle for 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the right leg, toes to the ceiling. Bring the knee to the nose, shoulder over wrist. Drop the right foot down. and come up into your high lunge. If this is too much here, we can drop down to the left knee. If not, make sure there's space here, left to right between the feet. Tailbone is tucked. Shoulders over hips. 3, 2, 1. Arms up, reach up, breathe here. Powering through that left knee if it's lifted up. Last breath. Beautiful. Spin that left heel down. Open up to the left side of the mat. Here we should be in a shorter warrior 2. If you would like, you can lengthen your step here. But here we want to focus on pulling that right knee out to the pinky toe side. Breathe here. And cartwheel the arms down. We're going to frame that right foot. Turn the left heel up. Step back for downward dog. This time, raising up that left foot here, keeping the hips nice and square, toes down towards the mat. Breathe here. And point that left foot. Lift up those toes towards the ceiling. Pressing down into the right heel. Bend the left knee and open the hip. Circling that ankle around. And straighten up that left leg. Knee to nose. And drop that left foot down in between the hands. Beautiful. Come on up into your high lunge, of course. If you need to drop that right knee down, you can. Breathe here. Arms up, breathe. Staying present in this space. Last breath. Spin the right heel down, open up the hip and the shoulders to the right side of the mat. Fantastic. Cartwheel those arms down. Framing the left leg. Turn the right heel up. Step back. Plank pose. And let's lower to the mat. Send the top of the head forward. Elbows pull back. Beautiful. From here, release the right cheek to the mat. Release the arms alongside the body. Breathe here. Maybe you bend the knees and windshield the feet left and right. Now release the feet. Inhale here. Bring the forehead back down to the mat. Exhale. Set the shoulder blades down. Lift up. Tops of the feet press down. If you'd like, you can bring the feet together and lift up the knees, thighs. Palms press up towards the ceiling. Thumbs pull together. Breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Release the forehead to the mat. Palms down, feet down. Left cheek now. And breathe. Turn the forehead down. Palms to the low ribs. Pull the shoulders back to the feet. Press up to tabletop. Take the knees wide and press back for child's pose. Bring the palms together and bend the elbows. Bring the thumbs to the back of the neck. Release the palms. And press back up to a nice kneeling position. Pause for a moment here. Spin the legs around to the front. Cross the right foot over the left. And maybe you bring that left heel in. Holding on with that left elbow or palm. Take a deep breath. Bring the right palm up. Exhale, feel the belly twist from the bottom to the top. Twist to the right. And place the right palm down. Draw the right shoulder and the left shoulder away from the ears. Inhale, coming to center, we're going to reach that right arm up and untwist, going out the way we came in. Place both palms down on the left and take a little bow. Come on up. And switch sides. Left leg crosses over right. Right heel pulls in. Holding on with the right elbow, inhale, left palm up. Exhale here, belly twisting first. Releasing that left arm down behind the sit bones, not too far. We want to set that left shoulder down. Set the right shoulder down. And breathe. Left arm reaches back, up, and closing in front. Place the palms down on the right and take a little bow. Beautiful. Coming back to center. We can cross the legs and come onto our backs. Pulling the knees right over the hips. Maybe we give the hips a few circles here. Maybe you take both knees at the same time. Massaging that sacrum. Extend the left leg. Crossing over the right. Maybe you bend the left knee and grab a hold of that foot with the right palm. Take a moment here and relax the muscles in the face, in the neck, in the shoulders, in the chest. Release the left leg and come back to center. With the right hand, reach on the right elbow's inside the knee. Reach the palm for the outer edge of the foot, or you can grab a hold of your big toe with the peace fingers. We're going to open up, bringing the sole of the foot towards the ceiling and the knee down towards the mat. A little happy baby here. If you'd like to straighten that leg, sorry, Bo. If you'd like to straighten that leg, you can. Rotating at the hip here. And bending that knee if it's straight. Sorry, Bo. Sole of the foot back to the ceiling and release. Switching sides, pull the left knee in. And pull it across the body. Maybe we grab that right foot with the left hand. And scan top to bottom, releasing into the posture. And release the right leg. Go back to center. And take your happy baby. However that appears for you. Grabbing the big toe, the ankle, the outer edge of the foot. And if you'd like to extend, feel free. Beautiful. Bend that knee if it's straight. And go ahead and release. Pull both soles down to the mat for a quick bridge pose. Tuck the tailbone and lift the hips. Maybe you gather the shoulder blades underneath and interlace the fingers. Pressing down into the back of the arm, all the way down to the pinky sides of the hands. And release the shoulders. Release your bind. And roll the spine down. Mm-hmm. Stretching out here for Shavasana or any posture of meditation. Yogi's choice here. Take a moment and come back to that intention, that message. I fill my empty spaces with love. And you can feel free to stay here for as long as you would like, or as long as you are able. But for now, as always, we pause for a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for our bodies. Gratitude for our ancestors and spirit guides. For these practices. For our teachers, our mentors, our lessons and our blessings. We give thanks. I'd like to thank each of you for coming to stretch and flex with me here on this beautiful, windy Friday. I hope that today's session has served you. I hope you feel good. And I hope I see you again soon. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Peace, friends. We'll see you Tuesday at 8 a.m.